If you came here wanting to hear the answer of my regret, I won't keep you for long. My regret is that I made a rhythm game, and my advice to you, should you heed it, is that if you're looking to make a game, do some research, please. A lot of developers always talk about, don't make RPGs, but what about other types? Had I known how complicated making a rhythm game was, I never would have done it. That said, due to my series of unfortunate events, I've had the privilege to turn this into a learning moment. Well, lots of learning moments. But if you asked me last August if I could predict how a year of working on my game would go, never in a million years have I thought this. And for that, I wouldn't change my choices for the world. So, to those of you who'd like to listen to my woes and reflections, get some popcorn and get comfy. This devlog has been a long time coming. Alrighty, to begin my tale, I think it best to start in chronological order. While the first devlog may have been released last October, I actually started developing the game in August. The premise was simple. I wanted to become a game dev. Doing what everyone recommends, I went to college for it, only to drop out a few years later due to burnout. During my time there, I made a final project called Console Cafe. It's a cafe game based around typing in the computer console. And last year, in celebration of reaching 1,000 subscribers, quick note, hi, editor Eris here. I thought it was 1,000 when I started streaming. No, it was 200, so what to my surprise. I just wanted to say though, again, thank you for such growth in the channel and streaming videos, things of that nature. I'll let you get back to the video now, but yeah. Due to it, I decided to start streaming. So on August 9th, it marks the beginning of this game dev saga. With a game I made in 24 hours under my belt, I wanted to create my second game, and ideally it would be completed in a few months. And since I made Console Cafe in Visual Studio, I thought it would be a fun idea to redesign it in a new engine, and that engine of choice was Godot, and thus Necrotype Cafe was born. Initially, Necrotype Cafe was going to be a typing cafe game, much like Console Cafe, only think something like Penguin Diner mixed with Papa's Pizzeria. Customers would come in, they're seated, then you serve them by typing up their order. I believe it was a night before a stream that I had a shower thought to shake things up, and can you guess how? So, right, listen, stick with me here. What if typing game, right? Yeah, but you had to do it to the beat. This thought, this mechanic, would be the sole reason I struggled to make progress on my game for months. But, we're not there yet. And before continuing, I'd like to explain the reason behind its name, Necrotype Cafe. It happened to be another shower thought. I know, I get my best ideas there, and well, what if I used a character I previously drew? For a fun pixel art challenge, and to get better at drawing characters, I used a randomizer to give me a prompt. And the result was Wizard Goth, female, long hair. And this gal right here was born. Meet Gabriella. Funnily enough, from the start, she was a necromancer with a passion for cooking. And isn't that funny how things kind of work out? All in all, the idea is that you play as Gabriella, a necromancer sent to a wizard academy. You make a secret cafe for your fellow students, and there you have it, Necrotype Cafe. Now, I'm a person who loves researching. I love studying, learning, and trying to understand any topic I plan to spend a large amount of time on. I did all the research when it came to starting to make a plan. I watched all the videos, took all the notes, and came away with a lot of conclusions. For example, make a GDD, game design document. Don't overscope, which just means don't keep adding features and making a game that'll never be finished. Necrotype Cafe is my second game, my first being one I completed in 24 hours. At least to say, I wanted to keep things simple and small. Breaking it down, there's two parts to my game, spellcasting and the cafe. Spellcasting involves figuring out how to make a rhythm typing game, and cafe simulators involve player movement, customer orders, and so on and so forth. And I decided to eat the frog first by working on the former, rhythm typing. Figuring out the typing wasn't as hard as I first thought. I needed a system to take user input and compare it to the ones on screen. And if it was correct, color it white. If it was bad, color it red. After that, next up came the rhythm portion. And originally, I thought of a metronome system. It plays off of the ticks you hear, so sort of like red light, green light. This worked off of a timer, however, little did I know, this was a terrible idea. To keep things short, it's bad because of delay. When you see something versus when you hear it. If you know anything about Delta time, it's sort of similar to that. As a developer, you're trying to give everyone the same experience, regardless of if their computer was made by NASA or if it's a potato. Using a timer system is unreliable, and to make a good rhythm game, you need to have a system that is accurate with detection. Therefore, timer bad. Very bad. If only I'd known. So, once I had a basic typing and rhythm system, I moved on to creating a spell system. The question now to ask was, how do I store the spells you cast? And since it's a cafe game, you'll have to serve different customers different food. And for fun, and to keep things in line with the magical feel, I thought to add another feature. Flavors. Every customer will know food with a specific item. You can take 2 flavors and combine them. So for example, I have bitter and sweet. And this gives us 3 possible flavor combos. Bitter bitter, sweet sweet, and sweet bitter. In addition to flavors, I also had another idea feature. What about if spells were poems? Specifically, quatrain 4 verse poems. Verse 1 and 2 are flavors, verse 3 is for mixing, and 4 is your result. And this ended up being a creation of system of dictionaries. So imagine a bag, well, different bags with different labels, empty bags. You stick your hand in one and combine a random amount of poems. For example, if I take a verse from the sweet bag, I'll then take one for bitter, and then I'll take one for combo and one for product. There you have it. The first iteration of Necrotype Cafe. Spellcasting system completed in what? Only 2 months? There's no way anything can go wrong with progress, right? Right? This concludes my summary of the first 2 months of my development, and considering we're on month 9, I'm sure you can understand where the story is gonna go. But that's all for today, all the time I have. If there's one thing I've learned from doing YouTube over the years, is that I burn myself very quickly when it comes to editing. So instead of trying to make a one long video summarizing all 9 months, we'll do this in portions. I think that would be a lot more fun too. It gives me a chance to explain things in better detail as well, and give you a little bit more story and embellish things instead of saying month 1 this, month 2 that. I think this is a lot more fun. Currently, right now, I've just released version 2.1 of the prototype version, so if you'd like to play it, I'll leave it down there in the description below. And while you're down there, consider helping me pay to put it on Steam. Game Dev Tip 1 says that the moment you think about making a game, you should put it on Steam, but I decided not to. A lot of the times, game devs create these grand ideas for games, and they make test versions only to realize it's not fun, yet despise the fact they continue to work on developing them because they fall in love with the idea. I wanted to put gameplay first when it came to making my game, so I spent time first creating the proof of concept, the prototype. And since a lot of the feedback I've been getting is that it's super fun, I know for certain that I can start pouring resources into it. I stream myself working on Necrotype Cafe once a week, so if you'd like to catch me developing the game live, consider checking me out there. I'd just like to take a moment to thank my Patreon members. It's thanks to them I'm able to make videos like these for all of you. So a special thank you to Colonel, Kiba the Dork, Skibidino, Emilio Porchardo, Napa, and Latch. Right now, it's mainly about pixel art, but if there's other things you'd like to see, please let me know. For now, it's the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, or good night. See you soon.